Welcome back. So in our previous episode, we looked at how to fetch data. So we fetched a single contact from our database. So we also fetched all the data from our database, as you can see here. Okay. So one thing that we want to do, I'm just going to create the one for testing. I will create a contact, and then also in this contact, we supposed after submitting here, we are supposed to actually change the router, go to the home page after we have created this new resource. We don't need to leave the user on this page. We can actually take the user on the contacts page on the home page. Okay, we can first do that. So I'm just going to go back to the create, and under the create contact here, so I'm just going to go on top here and create a router. Okay, so just go on top here. Let me just navigate on top. Okay, so I'm just going to go here and say const router. So I'm just going to say const router is equal to use. Okay, use router, and the router now we use from next navigation, not the next route. So just get the router from next navigation. So we can now use this router. Okay, we can now use this router here. Okay, so down here, when everything is done, after we have tossed this one, we can just go ahead and say router dot push. So we can push, and we can push contacts. So we just go on the home page. Okay, we just push to the contacts page, sorry. So this is what we are doing. Let's just create a test. Let me just refresh. So I'm refreshing here this page. I want to create a test contact. So I'm just saying your name. I'm just going to call it test contact. Your phone, let me just put any phone number and any email, and then let's also put the image. Okay, we can put any of these existing images. Let me put this one. Submit. Let's see now if it is going to push us to the contact page. Okay, so this one, it comes and then it pushes us to this page, and you can see the test contact is here. Okay, so that is good. Now next, what you want to do is to be able to delete. Let's work on the delete, and then we'll end up with the edit functionality because it is much more bigger. So that is the delete. So first, what you can do is identifying what that delete is. So if you go on the detailed page, we have the delete. Okay, so on this detailed page, we have the delete. So what we normally do is we pass this button, we pass the ID as, we can pass the ID to this button as a prop. Now I'm just going to create a new component for this button. So go under components, because the functionality for the delete is much to leave it in this file. You could do the delete functionality within this file, but I feel it is better when always you create a new file and then you put the delete functionality in that file. Okay, so just simply in components, just create a new file and call it delete contact. Okay, you can just say delete button, actually delete button .jsx, and then here we're just going to say RFC, okay, and just going to return we are going to return the button, okay. So we can just go and get this button here. So simply go and get this button page, just cut this button, and let's import the other one. So just say delete, just delete button, okay, just like that. So let's just go to this delete button, and then inside here let's return this, okay. If I go back, it should just look exactly the same, so there is nothing changed, okay. So right now what we want to do is bring the delete functionality to this side. The first thing is sending the ID to this button, okay. We want to send the ID to this button. So you can just go to, first of all, we can receive it here, just receive the ID, okay. And then on this page we can send the ID. So you say ID, which is equal to contact.id, as simple as that. So we have already the ID here, contact.id. We just send it as this, okay. So this button, what is supposed to do, or what is going to do, is make an API request for deleting, okay. So let's first go and make that endpoint. So inside the API contacts this ID, we're just going to make another endpoint so I can duplicate this, okay. So just duplicate this, and we're going to change a few things, okay. So this one is deleting, okay, a single record. So just say delete. So this one is export async function delete, okay. Async function, export async function delete. It also takes in a request and also takes in a param, because we want to know which item are we deleting, okay. So just leave it like this, and then on the delete part here you can just say this. We don't need even to save it in anything. You can just say await db.contact.delete, okay. Now in the delete it also takes where ID, as simple as this, okay. So I'm just going to remove this part here, and you can just return the message here. You can just say message, and you can say contact deleted successfully, okay. So we can just have we can have this return statement, and for the error we can just leave it. You can just say fail to delete contact. Even here you can just say fail to delete contact, okay. So here we are using the delete function, and if you check in our blog, you can check in our blog. Now when you scroll down to the API reference, you'll find this API reference, okay. You'll find this API reference. You have also the params. You await prisma.post, then you delete. So we take the delete function, which also takes in the where, okay. So that is the endpoint, as simple as that. We have db.contact.delete. It takes in the where this ID is equal this ID, and that should be already it. So now after you have made the endpoint, what we can do is now using this endpoint to delete. So when you go to this here in this page, you can just use the same thing. We can just come here and we say delete function, where we have where here. So we can just say delete contact by ID. So you can just create a function here, new file, and you can say delete. Okay, delete by ID. Okay, so we can just create a function which says delete by ID, and it doesn't need to be JSX. You can just name it as JS. Okay, I'm just going to go on getting a single contact. I'll just use this very one. Okay, I'll just use this one here. So go here, delete by ID RFC. Okay, delete by ID, it needs an ID. And then inside here, we just make a request. So we say response is equal to await. This one has to be an async function. So we have export async function delete by ID. It takes in an ID, and then the response is equal await fetch. So we send it to this not this one, get by ID. I just wanted this one. Just just like this. So we are await fetch. So we have also to pass in the ID, and you can see we are sending to HTTP API contacts, then ID. That's where we created this endpoint. The endpoint is inside API contacts inside this single inside the ID. This is where we have our endpoint. That's why we are sending it here. Okay, so go back. Where is the function delete by ID? So here we have to pass in one more thing. We have to pass in options, and the method here we pass in is delete. Okay, so we pass in the method delete on this here. So we fetch, and then we pass in the method delete, and that's the only thing you have to do. So you can just say if. Okay, so you can just say if so we have the response. Okay, we have the response, and the only thing we need from the response, if it was successful or not. Okay, so we can just have this after this has deleted, or you could even just run it like that, but we can just check if the response has deleted or not. Now we could just say, for instance, we could just say return. Okay, we could just return, we can return response. Okay, here we can return the response, I guess, return the response like this. And then let's just go here. I feel this we can just transfer it to the delete button. Let me just cut this, guys. Let me just cut this. Let me just leave this there. You can just also put there, but I think there is no significant much change we are making or saving. And instead, let me just do it from this function. So let's just say here we say on click. Okay, we can just add on click, and let's just say handle. Let's just say handle delete. Okay, let's just say handle delete. As simple as that. Just say handle delete, and then here let's just say function, async function handle delete. Okay, handle delete, as simple as that. and then we can just paste in this code, this code. So we just say response, okay, is equal wait, and then that's it. If you wanted to put first confirm, we could just say const confirmed confirmed is equal to confirm, okay, and then you say are you sure, okay, are you sure you want to delete, you want to delete, okay, you want to delete this contact, okay, and then if confirmed, so this one returns true or false. So if confirmed, you can just go ahead and now make this request, okay. So you can just say const response, we await this, the method is delete, and then instead here we say if, okay, if the response is okay, res.okay, if this is okay, we can just go ahead and we send the user onto the home page, okay. So we can also toast, okay, we can use the toast here, like the contact deleted successfully, so we can do the toast, and then after that we can also redirect the user to the contact page, to the contacts page. That's what you are supposed to do, okay. Let's start with the toast. So the toast, we can say toast dot, so we get from react dot success, and you can say contact deleted successfully, okay. And then after that we can redirect the user, and that means on top here we are just going to get the router, const router is equal to use router from next navigation, just like that. So using this router we can just come here and, okay, we can just say router.push, so router.push, and want to push the contacts, as simple as that. So here we are pushing this to the, we are toasting that the contact has been deleted, and also we are redirecting the user back to the contact list, okay. We have to return the user on the contacts list page, okay. Let's see if everything is okay. I think we have to make this one use client, okay. I think we can just say use client, I'm not sure, okay. Let's just go and try and delete. So I'm just going to refresh, okay. I'm refreshing this this one. Now let's click on this. Are you sure you want to delete this contact? If I say cancel, there is nothing. Let me click again. You do that, and let's see if something happens. Okay, contact deleted successfully. You can see that there, and you can see it is gone, okay. Let's delete another one. Let's delete this cruise there. And by the way, we have also here, you can see, let me refresh. We want to know that it is deleting actually from the database. You can see from here. So I'm just going to delete this cruise there, So this CRUD there, I'm just going to go and delete this person. So go and open CRUD there and let's delete. You say okay, and it takes some second. Contact deleted successfully, and you see CRUD there is gone. Let's check in the database, refresh, and from the database, let's check, and CRUD there is gone. Okay, so that is good. We have also the delete functionality working properly. Okay, we have the delete functionality is also working properly. Now what is remaining is the edit. Okay, what is remaining is the edit. So if you go to the edit page, the only thing is populating in this here. So the only thing we need is these values here. Okay, so I can just go on that page, on the edit page. Let's see. If you go on the edit page here, first of all, on this edit page, we need to get the ID. Okay, so the first thing I'm just going to go here is ID. So just come and get params, and then from the params, let's get the ID. Okay, so after getting the ID, I have the params, I've gotten the ID. I now can get, first of all, I need to get the details of this. I need to get the details of this specific I need to get the details of this specific contact, and then populate them here. Okay, we have to get these details of this, so that we populate them here. Now what we can do in this page here, we can just say const. So we can just say const contact, okay, is equal to await get contact. So we can just use get contact, and then we can pass in the ID, and then this one we can make it async function, and then we have to first get the details of this and then we populate them inside here, and before we do the update, because when a person comes here, must see at least some values, and then they can be able to change or maintain them. Okay, so after getting this contact, we can now send it to the edit form. So I'm just saying say contact, let me send this there. I'm sending it on the edit form, so contact, just like that. Not ID, we are sending the contact. So just send the contact just like that. Yep, send the contact just like that. So just get this, go to the contact form just here, and we can receive this contact. Okay, we can receive this contact now. Now we are going to still use React hook form. So I'm just going to go to here to the create, and I'm just going to copy some stuff here. For instance, this use, okay, this use the use form hook. So let me just go back to the edit form and put the use form hook here. So we still get the register, the handle submit, the reset, and the form state. We still do exactly what we did on the other one, but then we can, on registering these ones, by the way, make sure that this form hook is imported on top here. Okay, just make sure it is imported on top here. Now what we want to do is, on registering these, on registering them, what I want to do is I want to go and replace the form that we have. I want to put replace it with this form here, except maybe the image. Okay, I think we can also get the image, so let me see. We can replace and we leave only this div here. Okay, so go to the create form. Okay, let's go to the create form and get these inputs. Okay, literally we can just get this whole entire form, just get the form or all of it, because we are using the same exact things. So go to the edit. Okay, go to the edit. The only thing we want here is the image, so I'm just going to minimize this form, paste this other second form down, just like that. So just go here, and in this first form, what I need there is only this image. Okay, so copy this image, just cut it like that, and let's remove this form here. So the only thing I wanted from there was the image. So let me go to this 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then down here before the button, I'm just going to put the image. Okay, let's see if you have some use client directive at the top of the file. Okay, create context only works in client components. Let's see, this one has to be, it has to be use client. So use client. Okay, we have to use client. Okay, let's see. Okay, loading. We have on submit is not defined, so we can just come and put on submit here, and let me go and copy the same on submit from the create. So the edit is almost like the create. Just come here and copy this. Okay, and we can also go ahead and just come with this loading state. So just go to the edit. Where is edit? Here. So on top here, let's put this two stuff. So we have this on submit now. Let's see if the error goes. Okay, yeah, the error must go now. Let's see. Use state is not defined. Let's get the use state. Okay, from React. Okay, so basically we are almost like repeating what we did in the create form. So the only thing we need is to use to put these to fill in the details here that belong to this particular contact. Okay, we are editing this contact. By the time someone comes here, must find some values so that they can edit them or maintain them. So what we can do is, if you go to React hook form, if you go to React hook form, they have something called default value. I think we are going to use the default values. Okay, you can define a default value on an item. Let me click on get started. Okay, if you check here down, there is where they have a default value. Before they do the register, you can define a default value. So I'm just going to use that and see if it can work. So on these inputs, so when I come on this input here, just come on the input before the register, let me just say default value, and now I'm just going to come here and say this one I'm just going to get from contact dot name. Okay, so let's just go and do this to all of them. Contact dot name, just do that. For this one, let's just go down before the register here, just going to put contact dot phone. Okay, contact dot phone, and they just go to another input, this one, email. So you just put here before the register default value to be contact dot email. Okay, so lastly, let's go to the image. So to this image here, in this case we are going to do the image upload again to upload the new one, but we haven't updated. So we can remove first of all here this one, it shouldn't be a must, so we can just come on this on the upload. Okay, we don't need this required now, because when we are uploading, someone can leave that image or they can just leave it just like that. So we can just leave it optional for someone either to upload another image or not. Okay, so we just leave it like that. Only thing we can also put is a default value. We can just leave it that like that, and then on this preview we have the preview image here. I'm just going to put here not default value, but I'm just going to put contact dot profile. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so that is good. That is really good. And then here on the image again, since it is not required, we don't need this. We can remove that from the image. So what we can do, we can also give it a default value. Okay, contact dot profile. Okay, contact dot profile, just like that. And let's see if we have any changes here. Okay, so you can see the things have been populated. We have the names, phone, email, and even the image. You see the image here has changed. Okay, so at least one step is done. We have been able to populate some stuff in here. Okay, we have been able to upload some stuff from in here. So now next is we want to see if we can send the data from here. Okay, and if someone uploads the image, we have again to handle the image upload to CRUD, which is there. And if they don't, so right now I want to first of all console.log data. So let's first go up here. Okay, on this we have this data. So what I want is to see if I console.log this data here, and let's first stop this uploading to CRUD for a second. So I want to first mute all this. Okay, just here, do like that. So let's just run this function and see, okay, the data here. I just simply want to see the data, and let me also put all these even all these before we do all this. Let's just see what we have. Want to console the data. Okay, just come here and F12. Okay, try to submit this. Okay, just try to submit, see if there is something. Okay, so we have here the this is still just come here and see. So you see we have the email, we have the name, phone, and then we have the profile. Okay, we have the profile. So the profile, there was nothing selected, we did not choose anything, and you can see the profile is that. Okay, so if this one, we can first get also the list. Okay, so let's just first get this raw image. So I want first get this raw image. Just see control slash and let's say console.log raw image. So refresh. Okay, then let's click on submit. Okay, I just click on submit here. So on the raw image, there it is undefined because the length. So here the profile, we can first check the length here. So let me just see data.profile. Okay, data.profile, and let's just see .length. Want first check if someone has uploaded the image or not. Okay, const raw image is, so we can first check not the raw image. We can first check here the length, data.profile. So const length, const length is equal to data.profile.length. Okay, as simple as that. And they just console.log len. So what I want to know, if I should make the image to be uploaded to, if I should make the image upload to Cloudinary, or we are maintaining the old image, because someone might want to maintain, you want to change only the email and they don't want to upload the new image, or they want to upload the image. Okay, so you cannot know. So just see here and you can see is saying or editor on line 20 is saying 0. So the length, where is it? Here the length is 0. So we can just use that. Okay, we can just put do an if statement. Okay, if the length, we can just say if the length is greater than 0. Okay, if it is greater than 0, then we can do this whole image upload thing. We can first get this raw data and all that kind of stuff. You can just get this here, you get. So we can just do this and do this also, the try catch, I guess. So do this, append, cut these ones and put them inside here. All these ones. Okay, if the length is greater than 0, that means you are doing all this. Let me just say console.log length also. Console.log length. So at this point, let's just try to upload an actual image. So if I put the actual image, the length will be changed to 1. So let me just put like that image and try to submit. So this time the length is 1. You get, yeah, the length is 1, and you can see even this data here is the length is 1. So that is good. We can tell using the length of the stuff, and inside here we can do this logic here. So we can just go ahead and now make the try catch. Okay, I'm just going to copy this try catch. Okay, try catch, just cut this, and then inside here we can just do that. Just do this here, upload the image. So here we do the image upload to the Cloudinary. We try that, and we do the old way of doing things, just like that. Everything remains exactly the same. We upload, we reset the stuff, else. Okay, what is only changing is actually where we make what changes is this, where we have the response here. So here we get the response from Cloudinary, which is having the image. So we have the image URL from here, and then we go ahead and do this whole data. Okay, so we get the data. So we could just push all this code outside. Okay, we could push all this code outside. Let me just see. Okay. So I'm just going to push all this code here. Just put it outside. Okay, I'm just going to put this code here. Just here. So we have the response, we upload the image. If the response is not okay, we have all this here. Then after we have gotten the image data, we can just have this image URL. Okay, so in the first place, what we can do is we can let this one to be a let. Okay, I'm just going to say let image URL. So on top here, I'm also going to say let. Instead of saying const, I'm just going to say let image URL to equal, okay, to equal contact dot profile. Okay, so want it to be by default, let it the image URL is equal to contact dot profile. If it turns out that the length is greater than 0, that means the user want to update the image. Okay, then we just make that image, and then here we're just going to say image URL is equal to image data.secure URL, and then that means this one will be getting outside. Okay, it shouldn't be in this if. Okay, so if the image is if the length is greater than 0, we just have that, and then down here we just simply have the try catch. Okay, so in the try catch we first get the contact const contact data is equal to spread this data, and then profile, which is image URL. Now this image URL, as we have said, it can be from the, it can be a new image or the old image. If it is the old image, it will be this one. If it is the new image, it will go into this if statement. Okay, and then it will define the new stuff. Okay, I don't know if this will work, or we just put here in the ls, but let's just work with that and see. So I'm just going to try now everything, leave it the way it is, only that now we just have to change some things. So we have the data here. Let me first see if this data we are getting it before we go so much far to this level. So you can just comment out all these things, and let's just first see console.log contact data. Let's just say console.log contact data. Okay, so at first I'm just going to refresh. Okay, I'm just going to refresh, and then let's send. I'm not going to upload any image. Let me submit and see. So the contact data here is having the profile as the old image. You see, we have the email, name, phone number, and the profile is having profile as the old image, which is good. Okay, let's try now to upload a new one. Okay, first of all, let me have this link so that we just know if it brought a new one. I want to copy this, Ctrl C. Let me go to the new tab here, paste this image here. Okay, so I want to know this image so that when we change it, so it is this one. So let's try and go and change it. So now I'm just going to upload a new image. Okay, let's upload the new image. Let's just put any other image in the downloads. Let me put this one. Okay, and submit. Okay, so let's just wait and see the contact data now. Okay, so it is back. Let's look at the contact data if the image actually changed. We have another one. Just copy this. Let's go here, paste it here, remove that, and also remove this. Let's see, and you can see the image really changed. Okay, so now we are able to modify the image successfully. Okay, so the technique is we check the length. If the length of what is coming from here is greater than 0 or is greater than 0, then we know the user is changing the image. If they don't choose here, then we know the user have not changed the image. Okay, yeah, so that is great. We know how to do that. So let's go ahead and send the request. So I can just go ahead and send the request now. So now the request has to change. The request, we are going to send it to, first of all, it is await fetch, and then we are sending it to API contacts, and we are sending it to a specific ID. Okay, so we have the ID. Okay, we have the ID from this contact. We can just say contact.id. Okay, we are sending it to here. We can have this ID brought in from the contact. So let's just come here and we say it is localhost 3000 API contact stroke. That means this one has to be, we have to use the backticks. So here I'm just going to say $contact.id. Okay, and then I can remove this. So this is the endpoint, and the method is put, or you can say patch. I think any of them can work. Method has to be patch or put. Okay, if you put patch here, then I said you are going to use patch. The content and the body remain the same, and even the response, everything remain the same. Let's go and try to initialize here. Set loading to true. So we have all our data, everything set. The only thing you have changed here is the method. We have changed it to patch, and the headers are the same, and even the body we use JSON.string file contact data. If the response is okay, then we do all these things here. Okay, so just go and create that method, the patch. Inside the API contacts, we have the ID. Then inside this, we can just go ahead and do the same thing. So even in the patch, we can just go and try this. Let me duplicate this for the gate. Okay, just simply duplicate it here, and let's go and change some things. Okay, so first we change this to patch. Okay, you can change this to patch or to put, and then we have the request, and then we have the params where we extract the ID. So first of all, we have to first get the data from the form. Okay, data from the form, and we can just copy that from the route. Okay, here I'm just going to just copy this and then put here. So just get the data, the name, the phone, the email, and profile from the request. So after we have gotten those ones from the request, we can go ahead and now we say contact. So you can just say const contact is equal to, so we can now create also a new contact. Okay, you can just say maybe updated contact or something. You can just say updated contact. Updated contact is await db.contact. Now here what we do is update, and you can find this in the reference I gave you. So this reference blog, you can go down on the API reference. There is one for the update. Okay, so you can see you also get the data from the request. Then you say await post then dot update method. It takes in two things. Okay, the updated method takes in the where and the data. Okay, so just come here, update, it takes in where and down here it also takes in the data. Okay, and the data will just simply pass in this, just pass in these keys: the name, phone, email, and the profile. Okay, and then if the, you can also say if the updated contact is not there, if no updated contact, we can also return contact not found, and we also give the status of 404. Okay, otherwise we want to return the updated contact. Okay, updated contact, just like that. So this one failed to update, so here we just say failed to update, failed to update contact, update. Okay, failed to update, and even this one failed to update. Okay, so I'll just repeat this one. We are doing a patch. Okay, and then we do the same thing. We receive the params to get the ID of the item we want to edit or update. We get the data from the request. Then we use the update method, which takes in the where. This is where the ID works, and also the data you are trying to add, the new one. Okay, and then you see you can do that. So let's just try to attempt to update. Okay, let's see, let me attempt to update. I'm just going to refresh. Okay, I'm just going to attempt to update this record, and after updating, let's see the update page, which is edit contact form. So we are also pushing to this. We set the loading, we toast, so here to be contact updated successfully. Okay, and then we just also go back to this one. So let me refresh once again. Okay, so let me just come here, and first of all I'm just going to add here the word updated, so that we know that. And the image, I'm also going to update it, and I see what will happen. Okay, let's just go here under these images. Let me get a new image like this one. Okay, let's click update, creating, so you're supposed to say updating here. Let's see if everything is okay. Okay, it is taking its time. Let's see if we don't have any mistakes. You can see here things okay. The stuff has stopped and it did not clear. It seems there is a problem. Toast is not defined. Okay, so guys, let's do toast. We did not get this. So router is defined, but toast is not. We can first get this from there, and I don't know if it updated. Okay, let's try to update again the data. So I'm just adding updated. I'm also putting a new image. This time let me just put this man. Click. Let's see if everything is okay. Contact updated successfully. Okay, but the router has not worked. Okay, first of all, let's see if the router is defined. So we need to define the router. So the router here is not defined, the one for pushing. So let's just define the router. So on top here, const router is equal to use router, okay, from next navigation, just like that. And another thing we can just do is we can update this loader. Yeah, the loader should say here updating. So you see here updating, please wait. Okay, so we can manually go to the contacts and see if it has been updated. Okay, let's just manually go to this. Okay, I just want to go to contacts. So you can see here we have this Dana Rodriguez and it is having updated. Okay, so this contact has been updated. Let's update another one, like this Kenyan Banks. Click on this. Okay, let me just click on edit. Invite state failed to set value property on HTML element. This input element accepts file name which may be programmatically set to empty string. Okay, I'm not sure if this one has to do with the default values we set. This input accepts a file name which may be programmatically set to the empty string. I'm just first look at this error very well. And how many are they? Okay, just go slowly. I just look at this. Failed to accept a file name which may only be programmatically set to empty. Maybe that is on the image. I'm not so sure. We can just go on the image. Okay, and we remove this default value, I guess. I'm not sure if it is the one. Okay, so here we have the details, Kenyan Banks. So let me just update the phone number to 0785, just like some random number, and also I'm just going to write here updated. Okay, and then I'm just going to leave the image the way it is because we saw the image it updated to a new one. I just want to see if I leave it just like that, if this image is maintained. Click updating, please wait. Okay, so it says contact updated and then it comes to this. Okay, and you see the image has remained there, Kenyan Bank updated, and this one has also, the phone number has also updated. So we have all our CRUD functionality working properly. Okay, we have this whole functionality working properly. So I want to give you an assignment. For instance, you could also have these. We have the archived contacts and the trash. Okay, so you can just also try to add the button like on this detailed page. Instead of having only 2 buttons, you can add more buttons, like the one for archive. You can archive contacts. You already have the delete. You can change this one to trash or delete, and then when someone deletes this, it goes to the trash. Okay, so the logic would be, if you want to put that, the logic would be, I would want to see people in the comment section trying to see the problems they got when they try to achieve that. What you can do is in your you simply come here and create a new model. So just come here and create a model for instance, the trash. Okay, you can create a model called trash, and it has exactly the same thing here. Okay, you can create the trash, you can even create the archived. Okay, you can just come here and create this a new model like this one, you call it trash. Okay, and then you can also go and create another one called archived. Here you see archive, maybe archive, I don't know, that's the spelling, archive or archived. So you can create this model, and then you can run npxdb prisma db push. It pushes these ones into database, and then when you click on the delete does not only do that, it also makes a post request. Like when here you click on the delete, okay, when someone clicks on the delete button, it will go ahead and delete this one, but will get also this and add it to the trash. Okay, so you just make sure that you can do that. This one should be running two functions. It runs the delete, and it also runs the add or the add details. You can just try that one and see how it goes as your assignment. Thank you so much for watching these episodes. It has been nice showing you how to achieve this CRUD, and I think you have learned a lot from these CRUD operations. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the content so that we can keep on making more content for you. Thank you so much. See you next time.